Maybe you've been considering getting yourself a used Japanese import car. Well, in this video, I'll be talking about the pros and cons of getting yourself one of these vehicles. Hi and welcome. So before we get into the pros and cons, let me just define what we call an import car in Namibia. We all know that Namibia does not assemble or manufacture any cars. However, an import car is defined as a used car that either comes from Japan or from the UK. So in this video, all references to import would mostly be cars that you find at places like Japan, KDG, etc. So let us start with the bad news first. The cons of buying an import Japanese used car. Let's get it. Firstly, unlike the locally sold vehicles, getting financing for an import Japanese used car is impossible. Commercial banks do not finance for these vehicles. I have seen exceptions, but the rule is that they do not finance these vehicles. So if you want to buy this through the bank, just forget about it. With that said, these cars also do not come with a service history, so you don't know how the previous owner from the country where the car is imported from used this vehicle, how it was driven, how it was treated, if they took care of it or not. So buying this can either be a risk, because you can either buy a good car or you can get a lemon for your money. These cars also do not come with a warranty, so as soon as you leave that workshop or that dealership rather, once you've swiped for this vehicle, once you've paid for it, all the problems that you're going to encounter are yours to deal with. Also, the cars do not come with a service plan, so all service costs will be on you. And what I have also seen is that local dealerships or workshops refuse to service these vehicles, and if they do, they will charge you an arm and a leg. And I think they are doing that so that they can promote the sales of local cars more and people opting for local vehicles rather than these imports. I think it's just a competition thing. Furthermore, if you do buy a make and a model that's not locally available, getting parts for it can be very difficult. So if you're involved in a car accident or you just need replacement parts, getting them because this specific model is not readily available locally, it will be very difficult. What I've also seen with these vehicles is that their resale value drops very quickly. So you can buy this car say for 150,000, but by the time you go sell it, you can only get 70,000 for it. Mostly I think because it's an import and it's a used vehicle. What I have also seen from a personal experience is that these cars just don't seem to age well. The paint somehow fades, the body falls apart, and I'm probably thinking it's because of the weather and the fact that the countries that they are coming from are much cooler than the weather that we have here. With all the negatives aside, let's look at the positives. I think the fact that these vehicles are not financed by the banks is actually a good thing, because it forces one to save up for your vehicle and go buy it cash, which means that you don't have to owe the bank for any loans. There are no applications, there's no interest whatsoever. So when you go buy the vehicle and you drive off, you know that it belongs to you and there's no installment for you to miss so that the bank can come pick up its car. So you have that peace of mind that this car belongs to me. These cars are also very affordable. If you take it like for like and compare it to a locally available model, you would find that these ones are much more affordable than a second-hand locally available vehicle. You can also get these cars with more features than a locally available one for at less the price. Also, you can get unique cars that are not available locally at these dealerships, because they would bring in, for example, 7-seaters that you would not find here locally. If you buy a model and a make that is also available locally, these cars can be very cheap to run, they are very fuel efficient, and they just give you what you need in a budget friendly way. So if you're considering buying one of these vehicles, my advice is that you take a mechanic with, you go inspect the vehicle that you're interested in, making sure that it meets all the criteria and it is actually a good buy and you're not making a mistake.